Hey everyone, welcome back. I've seen a lot of talk online about these Final Faction figures. I was in Dollar Tree. I just decided to pick a couple up. I didn't necessarily want to pick up the humanoids, but the monsters seemed pretty appealing, so I decided to get a couple of them. I got a Synthoid, and I got Crep- Creptus? Crepitus? Uh, yeah. Anyway, um, so these are $1.25, so they're cheap. You do have a stat block on the back and a small write-up. You can read both of those right now if you're so inclined. You can pause and check them out. Also tells you there's a cross sale of who else is in the waves. Why isn't Hasbro doing this if they can be done for $1.25? I don't know. I'm confused. Um, you know, you get the information you need here. And the packaging is pretty minimal, but there is packaging. Outside the box, I'm going to be very upfront. The articulation is pretty well non-existent. Um, the Synthoid barely qualifies as a 5 POA. The Cryptopus or whatever from the Venom line uh, is a 5 POA. I mean, that doesn't make them terrible. It just means they're 5 POA. So you need to know that. Look them over a little bit more. Uh, I mean, it's not grossly terrible or anything, but it's not like something fantastic. Just being very blunt here. If you're looking for articulation, this is not the place you're going to be looking. Now, what surprised me is the paint. From what I can tell, the paint looks really good. Now, some might say, oh, look, there's some slop, but yeah, I think the look they were going for, that's exactly what they wanted. So I can't really knock it. I mean, I'm not positive about that. I know nothing about these figures. So I know nothing about the things they're based on. So I know nothing here. But I'm just commenting thinking, hey, this actually looks like it's supposed to carry over on here. So I'm just going to call it and say it looks like it's done fairly well. I mean, the overall looks of the figures are pretty good. I mean, the molds are not bad. They are not great. They're not bad. I personally can see these in backgrounds and just kind of filling in space. You want some of the world builders out there need some cheap creatures in the background, or maybe some cheap humanoids. This might be an option for you. Now, I don't think this is a line I'm going to start collecting. Um, you know, I'm not trying to sell you or not sell you on the line. Don't get me wrong. I'm just giving you my opinions because I keep hearing about this all the time. What is this? What is this Final Faction? So, my real judgment is, I mean, I think they're not bad for the price tag you're paying, but it's not something you get excited about either. I'm kind of, I would say I'm kind of neutral on it. I won't say run out and grab them, but I won't say don't either because they're not bad. I mean, and just for some scaling purposes, keep in mind these are monsters, so they're a little bigger, but you have them beside a modern Star Wars, classic G.I. Joe, and a more modernized G.I. Joe. And, I mean, they scale pretty decent with the other line. I mean, this is what I would think they would look like scaled in with other lines. So, I mean, I'm going to say scale works. I didn't buy the humans, but the humans were about the same as the modern Joes, I think. So, again, it's a good alternative if you want to get something to kind of augment your backgrounds, get some civilians or whatever. I mean, this is real good, real cheap alternative to, the big lines. Again, I'm not going to I don't think I'm going to dive very much further into this line. I may get one of the humanoids just to do a comparison to modern lines and just give you a better idea. Again, I think these are pretty decent. I don't hate them. I kind of actually like the Synthoid a little bit, and the Cryptopus monster. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce it right. I think it's a good addition as well. Again, For world builders, this is a good background figure. I think it's an interesting looking figure, so I'm going to go with that. I like them both. There you go. Some people, I've seen some people making fun of other people for buying these. I'm like, I can see why. Some people would buy these. These are not terrible. They are cheap, but not terrible in being cheap. That's my final. Okay. I'll wrap up Infinite Realms list to look at Final Faction. Don't forget to like and subscribe.